High above the city on a tall column stood the statue of the happy prince. He was gilded all over with thin leaves of fine gold for eyes. He had two bright sapphires and a large red ruby glowed on his sword hilt. He was very much admired indeed. "He is as beautiful as a weathercock," remarked one of the town councillors who wished to gain a reputation for having artistic tastes, "only not quite so useful," he added, fearing lest people should think him unpractical, which he really was not. "Why can't you be like the happy prince?" asked a sensible mother of her little boy who was crying for the moon. "The happy prince never dreams of crying for anything." "I am glad there is someone in the world who is quite happy," muttered a disappointed man as he gazed at the wonderful statue. "He looks just like an angel," said the charity children as they came out of the cathedral in their bright scarlet cloaks and their clean white pinafores. "How do you know?" said the mathematical master. "You have never seen one." "Ah, but we have in our dreams," answered the children, and the mathematical master frowned and looked very severe, for he did not approve of children dreaming. One night there flew over the city a little swallow. His friends had gone away to Egypt 6 weeks before, but he had stayed behind, for he was in love with the most beautiful reed. He had met her early in the spring as he was flying down the river after a big yellow moth, and had been so attracted by her slender waist that he had stopped to talk to her. "Shall I love you?" said the swallow, and the reed made him a low bow. So he flew round and round her, touching the water with his wings and making silver ripples. This was his courtship, and it lasted all through the summer. "It is a ridiculous attachment," twittered the other swallows. "She has no money and far too many relations." Then when the autumn came they all flew away. After they had gone he felt lonely and began to tire of his lady love. "She has no conversation," he said, "and I am afraid she is a coquette, for she is always flirting with the wind." Whenever the wind blew, the reed made the most graceful curtsies. "Will you come away with me?" he said, but the reed shook her head. "You have been trifling with me," he cried. "I am off to the pyramids," and he flew away. All day long he flew, and at night he arrived at the city. "Where shall I put up?" he said. Then he saw the statue on the tall column. "I will put up there," he cried. He prepared to sleep, but a drop of water fell on him. Another drop fell. A third drop fell, and he looked up. The eyes of the happy prince were filled with tears running down his golden cheeks. "Who are you?" said the swallow. "I am the happy prince." "Why are you weeping?" asked the swallow. "When I was alive," answered the statue, "I lived in the palace of Sans Souci. I knew no sorrow. Now I see all the misery of my city, and my heart, though made of lead, must weep. Far away in a poor house lives a seamstress. Her little boy lies ill with fever. Swallow, bring her the ruby from my sword hilt." "I am waited for in Egypt," said the swallow. But the prince looked so sad that the swallow agreed. He took the ruby and flew over the city. He placed it beside the woman's thimble. The boy felt cooler and slept. That night the swallow felt warm, for he had done a good deed. Next day he flew about the city. When night came he returned. "Stay with me one night more," said the prince. "Far away lives a poor young writer, cold and hungry. Take one of my sapphire eyes." The swallow wept but obeyed. He placed the sapphire by the young man. The writer rejoiced. The next night the prince asked for his other eye. The swallow obeyed again. Now the prince was blind. The swallow stayed with him always. He flew over the city and saw suffering everywhere. Then he stripped the gold from the prince leaf by leaf. He gave it to the poor. Children laughed and had bread. Winter came. The swallow grew weak. At last he kissed the prince and died. The lead heart of the prince broke. The statue was pulled down. The heart and the dead bird were thrown away. God asked for the two most precious things. The angel brought the lead heart and the swallow. And God welcomed them into paradise. Subscribe all in English.